that's phase one of working on the shop. We had to get rid of some stuff. We've been hoarding a little bit too much. All right, hey guys, welcome back to the shop. So one of my favorite videos to watch is a will it run video. You know, can whoever puts it on, they're all, you know, Vice Grip Garage does a really good job on that. My favorite is probably Puddin' Fab. If y'all ever watch either of those two channels, which you probably do. You know, let's see who else is out there. Of course, 2 Vintage does a great job on will it runs, and Junkyard Digs. These are all huge channels, and learned a lot from watching them. And they're my favorite videos to watch of theirs is the will it runs. It's you know, man versus machine. Can they do it? Can they make it run? And I thought, well, y'all have seen me drag these old machines out of people's yards and barns and buildings and so forth, and they look all right. You know, they got fenders on them and tires and that kind of stuff. And I thought, well, maybe we need to raise the bar a little bit. So as I've cleaned up my boneyard, so here's my boneyard all nice and empty. And so the last couple of days I've been finishing this wall out. Before, this was just open. Now we've got tin on it. We'll also be continuing that concept. We're going to put tin across the back wall. I want to put rock down here. I think that'd just be a good surface to park on, and this is going to net us, or net me, a lot more space inside. And so I've talked about this plan before. I just kind of faltered last year and didn't get as far on it, and I kind of pulled back from it. But what that's going to net me is a place for the lawnmower there, which is pretty big. That's a 61-inch cut grasshopper, so that'll move out of the way. But the big thing is the tractor will move out of the way. And then that will give me, from this wall, it'll give me 20 foot out, 31 feet across, 12 foot on this end, I think 11 foot on the other end. So that's the area that'll be spray foam. That's the area that we're gonna make it look nice. We're gonna make it efficient. We're gonna put some counters in it. Tired of stepping over stuff. So that's the plan. But I tell you all of that good stuff to tell you this good stuff. I brought the boneyard out and I've lined it up. Today we're going to do a will it run of junk. Now, the majority of these machines were purchased from one guy. It was an old motorcycle shop that had went out of business, and he'd just been sitting on all this stuff. And I got quite a few of them from there, but a couple of odds and ends come along the way that I just picked up for parts. Everything here has been picked over by other people and then by me for the last 3 years. And so I'll go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. This one runs, so we're not going to use it. That's a 250 ES. There's another 250 ES on the other end. It's locked up. It does not run. So, thinking back to my childhood, some of my fondest television programs was MacGyver. So here's the mission. I have to take one of these carcasses. I can have any part off of any one of them that's out here. It's got to run. We've got to drive it to the front of the property and back. So what to choose? Well, that being said, most of these are 200cc engines. Because I know a little bit about some of them, that's not a fair advantage. We got a 200E with no sub transmission. That's not going to happen. We've got this 200E. I don't know anything about this one. Yeah, I do. That was a Halloween episode. That would not run. That compression is, there's no compression, but looking at it, it looks like it's got a CDI and a coil, so that's good to know. This is a 185S that is missing the entire cradle. Let's not talk about that. So that's no-go. This was our $65 200M parts machine. I've never put a wrench on it. I stole the front end off of it and put it in the boneyard. I have no idea what that motor's like. It does have a spark plug in it. I think it turns over. Yeah. Alright, it turns over. There's a carb with no slide. So that's bad. I thought I saw there's a carburetor over here on this one. A little Chinese carburetor on there, but it's all closed up. So that's good to know. Alright, so we got a 200M with chain and axle and already 2 tires. Believe it or not, that's the most promising thing we've got so far. Here's an 84. I drug it in for parts It's missing a pull rope. I have no idea anything about it. I think this one, yeah, it was missing a spark plug when I got it. So that's been 2-3 years ago, no spark plug. That's not a good starting point. But it does have a front end on it. It's locked up. I can't turn it. Okay, so there's that. Here's another 84. It does have a spark plug, but it's broke off. I may just need to put a wrench on them. I can't turn that one. Coils there. CDI is not there. Okay, we got some wires to work with. Looks like we got a 200S here. Chain's broke. Not good. Rotor pickup is all missing. And no spark plug in that one. Remember, these have been picked over long before I got them. This is the other 250 ES. This one's locked up. I've never done anything to it. It came in just like this. We're missing some important parts. No intake, no carburetor. Oh, it freed up. No crap. Nope. And we've got another 200E chassis. So we don't have a lot to work with, but that's the theme on this. Let's grab some tools. I'm gonna throw some tools in a truck. We'll back a truck over here. Let's see what we can figure out. Let's see if we can make this happen. Can MacGyver make it to the mailbox and back? Let's find out. All right, so I just grabbed a handful of stuff you see me use all the time. Just my regular little stool here. It's got my assorted screwdrivers and sockets and that kind of stuff. You know, mostly metric. Some of it's not. Crescent wrench, I foresee needing to tackle some larger bolts. Starter fluid, motor oil, drill. I know I love my drill. Some gloves. You know, it's cold. I think it's 40 out here today. It's a great day to be alive. We got a jumper wire over there. Did bring a test light. We get into some electrical gremlins. We'll see what we have. The battery charger is here. If I get wore out pulling on one of these, we may have to fall back to that. I hope not to do that. But let's see if we can get it running with just some really basic hand tools and just the parts that are in the boneyard. So wish me luck. Here we go. Give it about 10 minutes and that's not going to fly. We are not getting any power out of our stator. I think our time would be better spent on the next machine. Wow. Went ahead and pulled the coil over off another machine. You saw me do that. Pulled the coil over, pulled the plug out of it. It does spin over. The pickup is here. That's kind of what I was thinking. That was a good sign. But the deeper I got into it, we were missing part of the voltage regulator. I bypassed everything I possibly could. We found a CDI out of another machine. I found myself down here looking for spark, looking for power coming out of the stator, and there is none. So at this point, aside from pulling this cover off and replacing the stator and starting back over, I think what we're going to try to do is on the next two machines, let's see if we can find some spark, some output from the stator, and let that kind of be our lead on this. All right, so I was able to find 2 CDIs, and before anybody accuse me of cheating, they're used, and these are the CDIs I pulled off of all these machines before we're getting ready to scrap them out. I know, I said scrap them out. I posted them for sale, y'all. Nobody wanted them, so you know, I can't keep them around forever. So we're gonna try, you know, both of these, and we'll hopefully figure something out here. We're gonna have to get the all right, we're gonna have to get the pickup and the springs and the weights off of something else. This is never gonna spark like that. So I buckled under the pressure, and I went and got the battery charger. I don't have a jump box, I have a battery charger. So I threw some power to it, and the starter is not wanting to move. So it doesn't have any bolts holding it in, so that should make removal a lot easier. Well, happens. Test light went out. Went ahead and tested spark. Checked the black wire coming straight out of the starter, or the stator, excuse me. As you see, it lights up. So, that's good. Now we've got to tackle a few more things. No exhaust. Boy, that's going to be nice. Let's put a plug in it. We've got to get this rotor and pickup situated. I'm not mistaken, I think this is all locked up in here. All right, no spark, but we got a lot of things going on here. What we need to do is we need to jump the yellow wire with the red tracer to the solid red wire. There's our red wire. There's our yellow wire with red tracer. So I'm about out of daylight, and this is what we've got so far. I ended up going back to the first original $65 parts machine, and after I discovered my test light was not working, I had to back up and redo all my tests. So yeah, this thing, there's not a connector on it. The harness is just, I mean, barely held together. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we have spark. It's a mess. The motor's not really bolted in. There's 2 teeth left on the sprocket. I don't know what's gonna happen. If you look close on that spark plug up there, we have spark. Let's let's do what we do. Let's see what's gonna happen. This is not right. So not right.
Much.
It really hurts to do that. I know that there's a lot of good parts there, but it comes down to the cost of shipping, the cost to recondition those parts, the cost of finding the person that needs that one part. Sometimes you just got to clean house, and that's what we're doing. Y'all have watched my collection grow and change from hardtails to sports machines, and everything on that trailer has been picked over by the person that I bought it from, and probably the person that they bought it from, and then I picked over it for almost 2 years. I did a will it run today, but y'all aren't ever gonna see it because it never ran. I went through 4 of those machines out there and tried every single one of them. I found spark on 2, no compression on 3, one's completely locked up. I mean, it's just, I tried really hard to do a will it run, and I had a plan to ride out of that junkyard with one of them, and you know, whatever it took. I spent 2 days on it. It's just not going to happen. So that being said, that was the last straw. Could I make something out of that junk or not? I couldn't, at least not run. So I went through, I pulled out all the CDIs, the coils, the pull starts, the starters or starter brackets, anything that was easily shipped, that wouldn't cost somebody a lot of money to get, and something that wears out that somebody would need. All the levers were either broken or I couldn't get them off without cutting them, and there's no point in doing that. I promise you, the keyboard guys are going crazy. Oh, I would have bought that, or you could have sold that. I know there was probably something in there, but overall you just got to cut your losses, and those are not losses. I have bought and sold and fixed over 100 machines out of that bone pile, and I'm glad to say that I was able to save that many machines. But there comes a point where there's just nothing left. Rusted frames and bent handlebars and motors with no compression, and just locked up, and bad transmissions and missing parts. And I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I don't like scrapping stuff out, but I don't like hoarding junk either. I'm going to keep stuff. Let's keep the good stuff. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I hope we can make a video out of this. I spent the whole weekend doing it. As a little update, the shop is getting a remodel. As you see, it's getting cleaned out. Everything's going in totes. We're getting ready to do spray foam, hopefully by the spring. That gives me about 5 or 6 weeks to get everything pulled out of this part. I got to fix the leak in the roof and wall off this. So we're gonna be working on that. You're gonna see some footage probably mixed in this video and another video. Gonna do a couple of videos of shop renovation. If you're new to the channel, I've been working in just one of these Carolina carports for many years. It's a great building. It's just not comfortable in the winter, and it's not comfortable in the summer. And so we're gonna fix that. We're gonna spray foam it. I need to epoxy coat the floor. I need to fix the roof, not necessarily in that order. And then we'll put in a mini split of sorts and see what we can do with that. So as always, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Sorry you had to see that, but that is part of hoarding. That is a part of fixing machines, is having parts available. And then what do you do with those carcasses that aren't usable anymore? And this is what you do with them. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching. Y'all take care.